Well, aside from that fluff towards the end.
All right, let's talk about the biggest fumble of the year. Clap it. It's 2025. And the people catching nails left and right. You feel me? People catching nails left and right. And don't think you are immune to this. Anybody can get it. They say God answers all prayers, and sometimes the answer is no. How you doing? My name is Hero. This is Coding with Strangers, and I pour one out. Pour one out for beta. Let's get into it. Judge ends one man's 11-year quest to recover $765 million in Bitcoin by digging up landfill. This is truly astounding. A British judge ruled against a man who wants to excavate a landfill where he says a hard drive with access to thousands of Bitcoin was mistakenly dumped over 11 years ago. Since 2013, James Howells, British bloke, has been hoping to recover a laptop hard drive that he says contains the private keys of a cryptocurrency, which he says he mined in 2009. Arcs wrote about it in the time, noting that the value of the Bitcoin was just past $1,000, making the Bitcoin worth 750,000 Bitcoins, worth 77.5 million. That's crazy. So, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about contingency plans here. The alleged number of Bitcoins has changed a bit, with Howells now saying that he lost 8,000 Bitcoins. The Bitcoin price exceeds 100,000 last month and was at 95,636 as of last Friday, or 765 million for 8,000 Bitcoins. That man's definitely selling the dream. That man's selling the dream. Landfill authorities own the trash. Now, before we get into this, I really want this person. I feel for this person, but I'm calling bullshit, because at the time he realized the mistake was made, he had only $1,000 invested. In 2009, $1,000, which made for 7,550 Bitcoin. You mean to tell me you didn't even have half of that to put back into it? If you were such a believer in it, you didn't have, because if you put half in there, theoretically, you would have had whatever half of 765 million is, and then you could have just bought the landfill. You could have literally bought the landfill and literally gone Monkey D. Luffy and dug up your treasure. You could have found your One Piece. But there's so many red flags here that begs the difference. And when you don't have money, you got to have value. And we're going to talk about some valued situations where these landfills, as we see them, are literally where things go to die. There's no mincing words about it. Let's keep diving. The council said an excavation of the landfill site would let harmful substance escape into the environment, endangering residents with potential serious risk, which raises public health issues and environmental concerns. The ruling said the judge found no reasonable grounds for bringing the case, says it has no realistic prospects of succeeding if it went to trial, and there is no other compelling reason why it should be disposed of at trial. He granted summary judgment for the defendant, dismissing the claim. Damn. So basically, the judge was saying there is no way that this would go to trial. Like, people wouldn't find value in this, especially with your common person. To get a jury of your peers to attribute that the landfill is holding your money hostage, you would have to prove that because they're not stopping you. It's regulations that are stopping you. The law is stopping you. So your beef isn't really with the garbage people. Your beef is with the law. And I'll say this again, with half of whatever 765 million is, you could have brought bribed your way through Parliament and got somebody to let you to do this.
Hey, bro, I think I'm gonna head on in for the night. I'm kind of tired.
No problem. Get some rest.
Hey, didn't you work today?
12-hour shift.
And you went to the gym?
PR to 700 deadlift.
And you still got energy to do all this work? Where does the energy come from, bro?
I'm at my best when I have my zest, baby.
Can't? Zest?
The Zest Super Berry Samba Green Tea comes packed with 135 milligrams of caffeine and L-theanine. That's how I stay focused for longer and stronger throughout the day with no crash. It's way better than coffee or any of those sugar-filled energy drinks out there. No GMO, gluten-free, and it won't stain your teeth.
Oh, yeah, that sounds real good. Is this one, right?
Yes, sir, that's the one. But my brother in Zest, I'm gonna need you to get your own Super Berry Samba Green Tea.
Selfish.
You mad, bro? Don't worry, I got you. Use my promotional code down below to get 20% off selected items and the subscriptions. That's Coding with Strangers, all one word. Put that in the checkout box and you'll be good to go. Thank you so much to Zest for the sponsorship. A statute of limitations, it might be the reason why this is happening. The claim went in 2013 but did not commence proceedings till May 2024. So he put in a complaint for this back in 2013. That's a slow means of justice. Damn. That's a slow means of justice. The city council said excavating would breach the terms of the license with the NRW, Natural Resource and Body of Wales, cause health and safety risk, and the staff risk damage from ground movement during or after the excavation work, and prevents the council from discharging its sanitary waste disposal functions while the excavation is going on. So while this is going on, they won't be able to do any of their work, and in addition to that, they wouldn't be able to guarantee the safety of people. These are two troubling ass concerns. The ruling has taken everything from me. Oh, my man's is hurt. The BBC reported yesterday. Why is the BBC reporting on this? Quoted that Howells, a bloke from London or the UK, as saying the case being struck out at the earliest hearing doesn't even give me an opportunity to explain myself or an opportunity for justice in any shape or form. This dude is hurt. There was so much more that could have been explained in the full trial, and that's what I was expecting. Yeah, this guy's delusional. You know, this reminds me of like your uncle who does the parlays, and he finally gets, like, he hits one time, but he's lost 75 times, and he's chasing the horse. He's still chasing that horse. Like, bro, get off the merry-go-round, sir. This is for a children's ride. I just got to get one more, because I believe he did do this, but there's something like visceral. There's something visceral about being like, okay, even if he did put it in a year later and is 7,500, it would have boosted itself another $1,000. He's still in the category. He's at least a 300 millionaire, which, you know, is disappointing compared to a 700 millionaire. But this doesn't strike me as a person that has good decisions in planning. And we're going to discuss why we believe that he has horrible decision in planning. Why the hard drive was dumped. As for how the hard drive went to the landfill, Howells claims that it was taken from his home without his permission or consent. On the morning 5th August 2013, the ruling said his ex-girlfriend, Halifana Eddie Evans, said in a recent interview with the Daily Mail, of course the Daily Mail got the scoop, that she brought the hard drive and other unwanted belongings to the dump at Holloway's, a bloke from the UK, request. I thought he should be running his errands, not me, but I did it to help out. I'd love nothing more than him to find it. I'm sick and tired of hearing about it, she said. So this is a girlfriend that doesn't believe him. An ex-girlfriend that doesn't believe him. He has literally blamed. I just know what this guy looks like. Should we Google a picture of him? You guys know I don't like to judge people like this, but I got to know what this guy looks like. I got to know what this guy looks like. Because he looks like a guy. Oh, man. James, please. Please prove me wrong and make me feel like a dumbass. Oh, God. Yeah, he looks exactly like the way I thought he was going to look. He looks exactly... Look at how many pictures of this guy there are. Ah, James. James. Ah, James. You sad man. He doesn't... you know what he... Okay. James, you definitely did something in your past that garnered you this fortune. He doesn't strike me as a bloke that is very aware of his current predicament. Oh yeah, he's everything I wanted him to be and more. He looks like a person that would blame his girlfriend for cleaning up his house because he didn't do it himself. And then when she asked him for the 130th time, hey, are you sure you don't want any of this stuff in the pile of shit that you want me to throw out? And he was like, yeah. And then turned around, dipped his hand into a bag of Cheetos and continued to play Modern Warfare 3. Or maybe even a little bit more interesting is like maybe he was doing like something cool, like planning out his next million trillion dollar venture, and if he could only get his hands on that laptop, everything in his life would be perfect. That laptop literally ruined his life. Oh, James, you sad man. Every recovered crypto wallet story I've seen has ended with the wallet only containing small fractions of funds that the person claims it would contain. No, this guy's clearly delusional. And there's nothing, because you want to know why I'm saying he's delusional? It's mostly because, oh, is this the girlfriend? Yeah. Everything I need it to be. He is so obsessed with this thing. It's a level of delusion, for sure. It's a level of delusion. But the thing that's really like troubling, is that he believes, he's been telling himself this lie since 2009. So now he believes it. When you've told yourself the lie this long, there's actually a medical condition where he probably believes that the lie that he has born of his mind has to make it true. In his mind, he honestly believes that he should be a millionaire. Back from the original story, in his drawer, he found 2 hard drives. One was a hard drive, and the other was a blank hard drive that contained no data. He meant to throw out the blank hard drive, but instead, he mistakenly picked up the hard drive and put it into one of the black bin liners. And that's just another thing. Here. And I'm talking as a relatively new dude to computer building and stuff. But I have hard drives from like 2012. Are we out here really throwing away hard drives? Like the one I got is encrypted. Even if you did throw what was in 2009, was there cloud backup, cloud specs? There had to be cloud in 2013. Maybe not as much. But we're not throwing away hard drives. He then left the 2 bin bags downstairs in the house and asked his partner at the time to take them to the landfill. At this site, The following day after completing the school run, however, she said that she didn't want to take the black bin bag to the site and refused to do so. The claimant was not overly concerned at her refusal because he decided that he'll do it the following morning. He would check it to make sure that it had put the correct hard drive in the bin bag. However, when she woke up at 9 o'clock the following morning, he found that his partner had a change of heart and had already taken the bin. Yeah, this is his fault. So basically, he said, "Oh, take it out with you today." And she was like, "No, I'll do it another day." And he was like, "Okay, cool. That means tomorrow when I wake up, instead of me to take it out at that moment, because now I have another day to check," he said, "I'll just check it tomorrow then." But she woke up in the morning and was like, "All right, I'll do it now." Yeah, throwing out a blank hard drive that works makes zero sense. You're absolutely right. I'm calling cap from existence. I think, you know what I think this was? And one look at the Google search for this, and it makes perfect sense. You know what I think this is? I think this is his 15 minutes in fame. This is how he will be known, and he's been interviewed by Bloomberg, LinkedIn, the Daily Mail, Legacy, Mirror, the BBC, Times, the Irish Star, LA Dabble, the US Sun, this is how he makes money. This is his scam. He victimizes himself, which is another classic trait, because he's been in the news and his name has been in cycles since the beginning. And even people who are in the space who do Bitcoin dealing and things of that nature have tried to do this. Look, they got AI art of him. This is what he wanted. Ultimately, this is what he wanted. And even seeing here, some high-tech security scientists claim, some high-tech security clients claim they can recover information on the hard drive, but James doesn't have even the most basic information about the hard drive, like what the make and model was. Yeah, bro. He believes the drives may still be usable according to his 2021, so not even currently, New Yorker article. This guy loves talking about this shit. Although the covering of the hard drive was metal, the disk inside was glass. Reported DT Max wrote, it actually coated with a cobalt layer of anti-corrosive. Howells told me. He conceded that the hard drive would have been subjected to some of the most compacting when it was layered with soil and other trash. But however rough the process, it might not have fractured the disk and destroyed the drive's content. Yeah, we heard about this and other things of that nature. I believe that if they could have found it maybe back in 2021, they could have done something. It would be criminal offense for the claimant to or anyone acting for him to sort over the distributed and refuse dispose site unless he or she was authorized to do so by the defendant. See Section 27 CPA 1974, Section 60 of the Environmental Protection Act in 1990. The ruling said that the defendant could only give such authoritism or excavations of the site itself. It would first need to apply to obtain a new environmental permit from the NRW, as schedule of the permitted activities is existing in its existing permit does not allow excavation on the site. So they even mentioned like he could have applied for something to do this, but he didn't. All of his appeals and applications didn't harbor a real thing. So I don't think he really wants to do this. But you're probably thinking, oh, Hero, come on, man, cut the guy some slack. You know, he just lost $760 million. But this isn't no laughing matter. They literally don't let anybody come back from the landfills. They found a buried body. And even the excavators of the people of the forensic team couldn't get in. And by the time they got in, there was what they had already called 6 months of garbage over him. And they believed that the only reason why they were able to recover the foot, not the body, the foot, was because rodents had brought it to the surface to properly digest. Right? They brought it to the surface. In addition to that, the ground is extremely unstable. I don't know if people understand. Some of these landfills are literally just deep holes they dig and wait for it to decompose. And when it gets to it, they build like 7 of these. And over the course of years, they start to shrink as it decomposes. And then they refill them. And then they use compactors to press them down, so on and so forth. But these are massive holes just in the ground. Right? So, literally, landfills and landsides are the most heavily guarded places as far as security because they are literally gone and be gone. If you can get a body to a landfill, you can get away with that crime. From a forensic standpoint, it's hard to do DNA analysis for just the body. Talk less of evidence on the body. As any evidence found on the body, you can literally say, yeah, I threw trash away on Thursday for the last 30 years. You want to know who else DNA's in there? Fucking dirty diapers from babies. Everything. Everybody's guilty. So in my mind, not only is the delusion of him ever getting this money back possible, but the delusion of anybody getting anything from this landfill other than 2 weeks of nasty smell in your hair. And whether you like it or not, that's just what it's going to be. So do I feel bad for him? Sure. But do I care? Hell no. Get your money up, not your funny up, goofy. Should have put another investment in. But for all you rich people out there who keep and take good care of your money, let me know what you think about this goofball. Like, share, subscribe. Hey, feel free to give me some Bitcoins. I could always use some more sponsors. I'm not above reproach. Talk to you.